y'all, welcome back to another episode of today's home tour. I'm your host, Jason Moore, real estate broker at Blueprint Realty Company. Today we're in Pell City. Unfortunately, it's a little gloomy day here, a little windy, overcast, but we're here for the inspection of 600 Tutwiler Drive. Got some clients from Silver Spring, Maryland that just put this beautiful home under contract. It's just over 5,000 square feet, nearly 2 acres of prime waterfront property that kind of comes out on this point overlooking Logan Martin Lake. It's absolutely stunning, but it's very impressive how beautiful this yard is. And just wanted to tell the story of how my folks actually started their lake home search, their retirement lake home search on Smith Lake, and ended up on Logan Martin Lake. So it's quite interesting. I think it will be impactful for some of you to hear just all the ins and outs of this journey and how we ended up here to this house, putting under contract. An exciting day. Home was built in 1988, so send good vibes that the home inspection goes well. But I'm going to give you a tour inside, outside. I wish it was a sunnier day because, man, this is one of the most impressive landscape yards I think I've ever seen in over 20 years of real estate. So stay tuned. Got a lot to cover today, and I appreciate you joining us. Welcome inside. We have just made our way through the grand foyer area. It is just such an impressive entryway that it just immediately makes an impact on you in terms of wow factor. And I think it's safe to say that my buyers really fell in love at first sight with this home. But I love how you come into this great room space. You've got the high ceilings. It's got this kind of curved shape here. All these windows, all this glass facing the lakefront. I'm gonna pull back the curtain here a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. Lots of outdoor living space. We've got this deck right here that's lakeside. Man, what a great place to have morning coffee. Then we've got additional deck space on the opposite side. So tons of indoor living space, lots of outdoor living space. So hope you're impressed with this because we got a lot more to showcase. All right, y'all, welcome into one of my favorite rooms of the house. Little study. Right as you come in the front door to your right, you'll find this space right here. Super cozy with the gas log fireplace going. They're using it as a home office. The desk is overlooking, has this big pane of glass in front of it overlooking the waterfront, so it's just so serene. I think I would probably do more daydreaming than working in this space, but one of my buyers is still working. She's a remote worker, and this is just like her dream home office space. All right, so as we come in through the front door, to our right, we've got that study with the cozy fireplace. We've got a main level guest suite. To our left, we've got this grand dining space, formal dining space with another massive pane of glass just taking in the water view. So the way that this home is curved in its design, no matter where you're standing, as you make your way in through the main entry door, you are just confronted with a water view, which is what I'm looking for in a lake house. And what really sells the lake house, if you have to really do all this maneuvering and kind of, wander around trying to find the lake view, I think you're missing out. But it's ultimately up to you to decide. All right, y'all, welcome into the kitchen. This is not a super traditional open concept. It is a more traditional concept, and my buyers are traditional folks. And just the fact that the kitchen overlooks the koi pond, which is massive. I can't wait to show you the landscaping. It is so incredible. But you've got all the essentials you need here. The solid surface countertops with the granite, the stainless steel appliances, the tile backsplash, the gas cooktop. You've got the eating space in the kitchen. Look, it's just massive windows drawing in the natural light, lots of counter space. So even though this doesn't have, that open concept that a lot of people are looking for these days, it's got a ton of selling features and also a very nice size walk-in pantry. All right, y'all, welcome to the second level. This is such a unique design. The second level is dedicated to your entire primary area on this entire floor. So you've got your bedroom space. It's a loft style. Got this big circular window here in the front, big circular window in the back as you come up the stairway leading to this space. So not a lot of people are going to be fans maybe of the loft style, but again, it's really more about the grandness of the design and the uniqueness of the space. Behind the camera, we've got a sitting area, Could be used as another home office space. You've got the king suite area here. It wraps around into big walk-in closet space, and then a grand ensuite bath. All right, so not a huge ensuite master bath, but it's got all the elements in terms of luxury that you're looking for in fine lakeside living. We've got this jetted tub right here. Just a very unique setting. I mean, look at all the candles. You can start to visualize just the relaxation. Dual vanities, got a walk-in shower here. On the other side of that door is that open air walk-in closet space, which is just so impressive. And it doesn't have a water closet, but listen, we gotta find something to pick on in this masterpiece. And if that's it, that's it. All right, y'all, welcome to the finished basement. This is one of the prime selling features for my folks. And this is one of the problems we had with looking on Smith Lake is we just needed more house. Because what's eventually gonna happen is that the sister-in-law, the sister, is going to come live here full-time eventually. She's going to be relocating full-time from Maryland probably next year or two. And so they needed the space to grow. Now, although we were looking for a house that had two kitchens, and this one does not, it has the space to accommodate it. And so one of these rooms is going to become a kitchen, and then she's got all this space here. So it just was a big win in that regard when we came down here and saw all of this space. So really, in reality, they're getting twice as much house for the money here in Pell City that they could in, let's say, Crane Hill. So our walkout finished basement leads us out here to this grand outdoor living space. You can see plenty of room for big furniture pieces. But the main thing that Beth will have when she lives here full time is her very own view and privacy. And it's just gonna be the best of both worlds because the sisters are really, really close. And they spend a lot of time together. So this will give them a degree of separation, but just, to share paradise, and to share paradise for the rest of their days here, which is just pretty special. Again, this house rests on just under 2 acres of waterfront property here in Pell City, Alabama. And the yard is just impressive. Like this house, I'm telling you, from the foyer to the lake frontage, it just sells itself. Like it doesn't need us. It just does the job on its own. And that's kind of what you're looking for. If you're looking to put your home on the market, you need wow factor. You want to be memorable to people. And this is a home you just can't forget, right? Just want to point out, we got a greenhouse here. There's an exterior shop, right? There's a garden over here. So it just has all the space that you need to do whatever you want and to do it privately. One of the things that really appealed to my folks is that they rescue dogs. And I think they have like 6 rescues, and most of them, if not all of them, are pretty yappy. Every time I'm on the phone with them back in Maryland, it's just like, I can barely hear the conversation because the dogs are just yap, yap, yap. So we looked at some homes that just didn't have that degree of separation. And so with this being on this kind of peninsula out here on this point and not facing the rear neighbor or really any neighbors on either side, if you're out here fishing, you're going to get barked at, but you're not disturbing anybody. They're pulling up, it's at their own risk, right? So that was another prime selling feature, the privacy and the fact that their dogs could actually enjoy a space where they felt super comfortable and safe as well. Did I say safe too many times? Probably did, but you get the idea. Let's keep going. All right, so I think it's important to have things that keep you busy and keep you active in retirement. A garden will certainly do that. The botanical nature of this yard would certainly keep them busy. I had to remind my people while we were looking at this property, it's like, look, this is a lot of maintenance. You're probably gonna have to hire a yard guy. But being able to pick fresh vegetables from your garden and then just look over your shoulder and see the lake, that is really, really special. Y'all, welcome to one of my favorite parts of this property, this massive koi pond. I don't think I've ever seen a koi pond this massive, this emerald green, this peaceful, this beautiful. Got the koi swimming in there, and from my vantage point right here, I can see the lake view just in the distance there. It's like no matter where I'm at on this property, if I'm inside, if I'm outside, I can't escape the lake view, and that's what I'm looking for in prime luxury lakefront living here in Alabama. So I'm gonna get out of the way and show you some images of this and enjoy. right, y'all, just when you think like this property couldn't get any more amazing, we've got the outdoor fireplace here overlooking the koi pond, overlooking the lake in the distance. I mean, I just can't say enough about this. It really is paradise here on Logan Martin Lake. But I really want to point out the detached garage behind me, okay? Because my buyer, the husband's a retired mechanic, worked on cars for decades, still works on their cars. So having a detached garage, spacious enough to whether they want to park their cars in it or whether he wants to use it to work on cars, just having that flexibility. Check that box for them, which is really, really important to them. So having a property that checks this many boxes and then really goes above and beyond in terms of its overall attractiveness, in terms of the architecture and the landscaping, is just so unique in real estate. If I piqued your interest in terms of exploring lake life in Alabama, I'd love to connect with you. You can call or text me. Just, all your questions, you're not going to bother me. It's 251-583-9728. If you want to see lake listings on Logan Martin Lake here, just go to loganmartinlistings.com and you'll see all the active MLS listings that are available for sale. If you need me to preview those for you and do a video like this, I'm happy to do it. But let's start exploring not only lake life in Alabama, but retirement in Alabama and quality of life in Alabama, because this really is a year-round lifestyle here on the Alabama lakes, which is very, very impressive. We're in the fall season, so the leaves are starting to turn, and it's just getting very, very peaceful here on the lake. It's an ideal time to get out and enjoy the water when there's not a lot of boat traffic. So beautiful time of year, year-round living. This house is about 10 minutes from town, so close to all the modern conveniences, and about, I'd say, 40 minutes to Birmingham. A lot of people actually work in Birmingham and live out here in Pell City, so they kind of have the best of both worlds. Get that city life while they're in town working, and then get out of the hustle and bustle of the rat race and come here and just let this oasis, this serenity of water just melt away the stress. And it's just like you're on vacation all the time. So excited to meet you here in Alabama and show you some real estate, whether that's on the golf course or on the lake or everywhere in between. I'm your host, Jason Will, real estate broker of Blueprint Realty Company. Thanks so much for watching to the end, and I hope to see you real soon, if not in person, at least on the next episode.